Hi friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Nessa and today I'm going to be highlighting Gemporium by Merge Conflict Studios. This is also the introduction to my new series called the Cozy Highlight, where I'll be talking about my experiences throughout cozy games and my thoughts on whether or not this game might be for you. This is an adaptation to my 10-1-10 and 10-1-10-1 reviews for shorter games that do not meet the criteria for those more intensive reviews. Since there are so many great cozy games out there, it can be a little intimidating and overwhelming to decide whether you should get a game. So I think it's important to highlight aspects of it with what I enjoyed and what I wasn't a fan of personally, coupled with my experiences over the course of the game. I'm hoping that you'll be able to form a good enough impression and decide whether or not you want to try it out. Merge Conflict Studios was kind enough to offer me the key to the full version of Gemporium. So with that, let's go ahead and highlight Gemporium. Gemporium will be releasing tomorrow, August 7th on PC and retail for $9.99 USD. In this game, you play as Mole who goes to visit their grand mole, but then realize that she has up and gone off on vacation, leaving you to make tons of money to resolve her outstanding debt to loan sharks. You have to manage your time wisely to mine gemstones, refine and polish them to perfection, and then sell them in your store to customers who have specific likes and dislikes. Do a good enough jobs and you can increase your shop's reputation, upgrade things to make your life easier, and keep those loan sharks at bay. I have previously played the demo of Gemporium and know generally what to expect, so I'll be highlighting my experiences from the demo and what features might have changed in the full version. So if you played the demo, then you are aware of the differences going into the full version. Once you start off the game, you have the option of playing or skipping the tutorial. The tutorial comes in the form of text boxes telling you information on what to do. The controls in this game are pretty easy to use, so there isn't anything majorly complicated to learn. You will learn how to tap on the mine walls to excavate gems hiding in the rocks, avoid hitting columns since that could cave in sections you're trying to excavate, and also avoid hitting gems because that could cause it to crack, which will lower its value when you try to sell it. After getting some gems and filling up your bags, you go to your little workbench to polish them up. The little minigame here is simple. You just have to make sure you hit the range in the marker and then use your polishing cloth to make the gems sparkle. From the demo, I really appreciate that the developers have changed how loud the polishing sound is. Now the sound is more subtle and not so squeaky. The tutorial also goes over how to sell gems to customers and match their preferences to increase your store popularity, as well as how to upgrade your tools and other helpful skills after the day is over. The game loop is really addictive for me. Before I knew it, I already played a whole week in-game and made my first loan payment in about 40 minutes of playing the game. Even though Gemporium is simple, mining, refining, and selling gems for money and upgrades just works so well. Since it isn't too complicated to grasp, you don't have to think too hard about it. So anyways, after 28 days and about 2.5 hours of playing the games, things definitely got harder. I was under the assumption that the loan sharks would be coming to collect payments every week, but I was so wrong. They started to come every 2 to 3 days, and they increased how much money they wanted every single time. So I had to really ramp up my operations. The upgrades felt really impactful and so useful. I was able to select upgrades to increase my earning potential and be able to go deeper into the mines to find rare gemstones and upgrade my tools. All of these upgrades were very useful to keep the loan sharks happy. I finished paying off my debt in about 5.2 hours and 60 some days. I could have finished the game earlier now that I think about it, since there was an early debt repayment plan, which was an upgrade I got very early, but I totally forgot about it. So anyways, now I'm debt free. Let's talk about the things that I liked about the game. I continued to enjoy the gameplay loop even though it became pretty frantic in the end, trying to get enough money to purchase upgrades and keep the loan sharks happy. Going to the mines and trying to polish as many gems as I can while maximizing how much time I spent selling in the shop was fun to me because I like time management games. I really appreciated all of the upgrades that I was able to get. When I was about 2.5 hours in, the upgrades were already making such a big impact, and now at the end of the game, I definitely can say that they drastically improved my quality of life. life. I can walk faster, I have bats to manipulate the market for me every day, and I even have a tumbler to polish my gems for me. I remember playing the demo and thinking not really sure how many upgrades there would be in the full version, so I'm very glad to see that this full game has so many great upgrades to purchase with perks that encourage me to buy them, and they're actually useful once purchased. I really like the gems themselves. The graphics in this game are so cute, and the gems are so shiny and sparkly. The legendary ones and the rare ones are extra sparkly and prismatic, so they're so satisfying to see once they're polished. I love the accessibility feature that the game has. You have the option of starting out in cozy mode and not having to worry at all about the day timer. Though I didn't play in this mode, I'm sure that it makes meeting the debt quota so much easier since you can just go down and mine as many gems as you want without worrying about the time. I also like that you can toggle having the ability to hold E down to polish if you don't want to move your mouse around, adjust your cursor size, and even make the chiseling minigame easier. If you want to just mine some gems and polish them at a leisurely pace, you can definitely do it. Also, once you pay off your debt, there's a huge weight off your shoulders in terms of making payments, so you can also take your time after you finish the main objective. First off, I am not a big fan of Grand Mole. I think that Mole is really kind and wants to encourage their Grand Mole, but this lady calls to brag about her vacation while Mole is desperately trying to make payments on this massive debt. So I'm not sure if Mole and Grand Mole's relationship is supposed to be endearing, but it wasn't hitting it for me since I was just not a fan. I wish you could click on a gem instead of dragging it to sell it and put it in the tumbler. Since I played for a bit of time, dragging every single gem started to wear my hand a bit, especially since the tumbler is on the opposite side of the screen and can hold up to 5 gems. I know that means that the player can do more things in the time limit since they're not weighed down by how fast they can drag a gem, but I think it would be a cool accessibility feature to have just so you can toggle it on and off if you want to. As I mentioned earlier, Gemporium is releasing on August 7th and will be retailing for $9.99 USD. I think that you get plenty of fun in the gem shop for this price, and it's well worth the experience. This game is totally for you if you enjoy excavating gems. If you've enjoyed Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Underground like I have, then this is very nostalgic for me, the gameplay. This game is also for you if you just like shining gems and you want to run a simple shop without really thinking about it. I don't think this game is for you if you don't like the repetition without much deviation. The gameplay loop does not change much during the entirety of the game, although it does get easier the more upgrades you unlock. This game might not also be for you if you're expecting a more complicated shop simulation process. Selling gems is easy because the goal is to sell as many as you can and make the most profit you can within a short amount of time, or else you might lose out on customers when your store closes for the night. It does have variation in terms of customers that will lower your reputation, but ultimately you can skip them once you get that upgrade, and it's not really a big deal. Well, what do you think? Is Gemporium the game for you? Let me know in the comments if you're gonna get the game, if you've already gotten the game, which is your favorite gem, which one do you think is the shiniest and sparkles the brightest? Me personally, I think that bismuth is just so pretty and I just love having it in my store. So anyways, I have been Nessa and I'll see you in the next one. This has been a cozy highlight. Take care. Bye.